Are you ready for a Booktube video? This is not a sponsored video, but shout out to Goodreads.com, which I know I already talk about all the time for generating easy reading tracking information. Since this is my first reading wrap-up video, I figured I'd go ahead and cover January through November 2020, pretty much the whole year. Patrick Rothfuss wrote both the shortest and the longest reads of mine this year. The Kite Runner was the most popular book reviewed on Goodreads, and The Final 180, a teacher memoir, was the least popular of all the books that I read. My average rating this year was a 4.0 out of 5 stars, which is high, but I feel I can justify that because I've been reading books that people recommend to me. I finished only one book in January, The Furious Hours, which makes it by default the best book of the month, doesn't it? In February, I read 5 books: The End of the Mistborn Trilogy, the sequel to Children of Blood and Bones, Recursion, and a couple of teacher books. The month of February, I would say that Recursion stood out as the best book, with its interesting twist on time travel. In March, I read 6 books, some more teacher books, a short story collection, The Kite Runner, Ninth House, Death and the King's Horseman, which is a play, and The Bluest Eye. I would say Kite Runner stood out as unique and shocking. In April, I suffered from pandemic shock and was unable to focus enough to finish any books. In May, I finished 3 books: Dry by Neil Shusterman, Under the Black Hat, the second memoir of Jim Ross, and The Glass House. Dry stood out as the best of the month and also helped me deal with the pandemic situation. June was a success, with 7 books finished. I read Jim Ross's first memoir, out of order, but great for understanding his life story. 2 Jesmyn Ward books, Salvage the Bones and Sing Unburied Sing, A Bend in the River, which I'd been working on for months and almost didn't finish, and 3 Saeed Jones books. Of those, I probably enjoyed Salvage the Bones the most. July and August were failures. Again, probably a mix of pandemic stress and worries about the upcoming school year. I managed to finish 2 books, So You Want to Talk About Race and How to Be an Anti-Racist. Let's just say each of them can be a favorite of the month, one for July, one for August, and we can move on. I finished 6 books in September, but not really, because the last 2 were a novella and a short story. It was Stamped Remixed, The Name of the Wind, 1Q84, book 1 of 3, Wise Man's Fear, The Slow Regard of Silent Things, and How Old Holly Came to Be. Patrick Rothfuss won the month with Name of the Wind. October was amazing, with 8 books finished, including the James Doohan sci-fi trilogy, Dostoevsky's The Gambler, the first 2 books in the Hangman's Daughter series, The Little Prince, Arcadia, and The Lies of Locke Lamora. October's winner, I would say, was The Dark Monk. November, hey, that's the month I'm supposed to be talking about in this video, was again a success for me, reading 14 books, probably the most books I've ever read in a month in my entire life, thanks to it being Nonfiction November and the great inspiration I've gotten from being a part of Booktube here online. 2 of the books were about making the world a better place, 5 were autobiography memoirs, 1 was the true crime Helter Skelter. I also read some fantasy books, The Shadow of What Was Lost in the Poppy War. I read Double Take, which was a detective novel. I read Moneyball, and I had 2 surprise finishes on the last day of November: Brightly Burning and In Praise of Shadows. I had them on my December TBR, but I was already halfway done with Brightly Burning, and I used the audiobook to just push right on through, and In Praise of Shadows was just a 45-page philosophy book. Really easy to finish. In other news, I've decided to make some changes here to my channel and start a schedule of talking about different genres on different days, and I hope that you will enjoy that. It will make my channel better as I continue to talk about the great variety of different books that I enjoy, but on more of a set schedule, so that you'll know that on Monday you can tune in for fantasy, on Tuesday for Booktube videos, on Wednesday for writing videos, on Thursday for throwbacks to classics and drama and poetry and nonfiction, on Fridays for general fiction, on Saturdays for suspense, and on Sundays for science fiction. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Every day is a good day for a book talk. Peace.